Brace yourself. It's that time again. One voice. I am one citizen. I am one drop in the ocean of life. I live in a world of conflict. I live in a time of change. I live in a democracy. Can we start that again, Nick? Thank you, sir. Sorry about that. You're running a little fast. I am one voice. I am one citizen. I am one... Rewind it again. I thought we had the speed set. Sorry. I am one voice. I am one citizen. I am one drop in the ocean of life. I live in a world of conflict. I live in a time of change. I live in a democracy where one voice can be heard, where one voice can be counted, where one voice can create change. One voice joining together for the betterment of all. Keep Cheshire TV alive. My voice, your voice, the voice of the people, our voice. Is that cool? We'll have to do it again. I gotta go. Oh, well, welcome to Unfiltered. We were just working on a little promo that's being put together here for Cheshire TV. And everybody's gonna take a chance at reading the script. It's all going to be edited together, and I have no idea what's going to go behind us on the green screen, but that'll be filled in during editing. That's something that I believe Sean is working on here at Cheshire TV this week. I want to start off by reading a list of names. This was emailed to me on Sunday morning. And these are all names of people that made the Pumpkin Fest 12-hour live broadcast possible. These are all the volunteers that were down there for a good part of the day, giving their time and energy so that everybody at home could see the Pumpkin Fest. There was Nick Fletcher, James Bemis, Ernie Bodler, Gibson Chase Pinkney, Nick Ryder, Toby Islin, Nick, oh God, I'm gonna screw up his name. Michaelowitz, Brenda Michaelewitz? Michaelewitz. All right. I hate big names like that. Brenda Whaley, Tracy Perkins, Casey Perkins, Kat Perkins, Mike McDermott, Greg LaFord, Bruce McAvoy, Andrea Marshall, Galen Trinkle, Randy Filio, Chris Coates, Lucas Braley, and the name that didn't get mentioned in this is Lee Perkins. He was there bright and early in the morning until well after the sun went down, and he's made it all possible. We had a great day. I did my show at 4 o'clock, saw Free Minds film their show in the morning when there was hardly any people at all. And when Free Minds did their last show of the night at 8 o'clock, you couldn't move in the streets of Keene. It was just unbelievable. And I don't think that we had any trouble, according to the Sentinel on Monday. It seemed to be a great event. Boston's number. Boston had 21,853. And Keene had 25,644, according to the Sentinel. And a rough estimate of the number of people in attendance was about 100 grand. So 100,000 people. downtown Keene in one day. And I know for Athens, where I work, it was a huge day. They were selling pizzas faster than they could make them, and having to send out for cooked pizzas from another Athens. But it was a great day. Sold a lot more soda, I think, than what they were expecting to sell. Probably because of the warm day. More people were drinking. I mean, I've seen pumpkin fests where all people drank was hot chocolate, coffee, and hot cider. But I bet hot cider didn't sell real well on Saturday afternoon. I don't know. And 16 years of pumpkin fests, and every single year it happens. This year it was at the Gilbo Ave scaffolding. The message read, Jesse Hart, Will Hart, you Hart, Mary Hart, me. And it was put there by Mark Inkle, and it was to Jessica Yendell, and Pumpkin Fest proposal, she accepted. So they'll have probably many, many happy Pumpkin Fests to come, we hope. But the Sentinel had a nice picture of him standing there in front of the thing. But like I said, a great day, and a wonderful day for Cheshire TV. A lot of people stopped by, were interested. I interviewed a lady from Arizona who had come, seen the Pumpkin Fest coverage in one of the national magazines, and came to the Pumpkin Fest.
Yeah.
And it was cool. She left her address, so I'm going to send her out a DVD. So,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah, and let's see, the Red Sox are playing tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll have to have a quick breakdown so we can get back and at least catch some of the game.
It was on till after midnight last night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's, one of the problems with the whole World Series in baseball these days is it's become so commercialized that they show these big games late at night. I mean, it didn't start until after 8 last night.
Yep.
And then if there's a rain delay, they'll wait through the rain. And I don't know if the game was delayed at all last night because of rain.
No, it was,
I picked it up towards the end, and we were already stomping all over them.
I think it was 3.5 hours. It must have been delayed because it started at 8 and I was still watching it at 12.
Yeah. I mean, the Sox are on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And
No, I was just thinking going around and around the bases, it took so long.
that could be. I mean, when you rack up, what was the final score, like 13 to something, I think,
10
wasn't
to
it?
3.
Or 10 to 3?
It's not 13-1.
13-1.
I thought it's unbelievably
They
high
put 9
anyway.
guys up in one inning. They put 8 guys up in another inning.
Well, yeah. You start going, I mean, batting around the order and around the order and around the order.
Yep.
And I don't know. But it really stinks that the first 2 games are played in Boston, which means that somewhere we'll have to lose
A game.
at least 1 game in order to be able to win the series in Boston.
Yeah.
Last year, 2004, we won it in St. Louis, right?
Yeah. we
Against the
swept them.
Cardinals.
Yeah, we swept them in 4.
But the winning game was played there.
In St. Louis, yeah.
It would be nice to have a winning game played right in Boston
And
at
me and my buddy
Fenway.
got plans to go to the parade already.
I heard Carrie Underwood's going to sing the national anthem for Game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to pull. I bought the Daily News. I don't usually buy the Daily News, but I bought this because I saw this cover on Regis and Kelly, and I just had to show it. And it's New York was up in arms when this story broke. It's Rudy Giuliani, traitor. He's gonna go for the Red Sox in the series, seeing as how the Yankees didn't make it. So I don't know. The people are upset, and the fact of the matter is, he's staying with a team from the East Coast. Plain and simple, a team in his own league. He's going for another American League team. But I think the main reason is probably, in my mind, is probably the coastal thing. It's an East Coast team as opposed to Colorado, which is basically a West Coast team. But I don't know. It's not like it matters who wins that. I don't know. It's just a ton of money, and I don't know. Maybe we should just forget it all along. Where are we for time? Somebody got to give me these time cards. 10 after?
10 in, yep.
All right, it's time for crew call then. Another full crew, all except for Alethea, and the fact is that Alethea is not feeling well tonight, so she didn't want to come in and spread her little germs or whatever. Maybe it's like lady things, you know, like time a month or whatever, in which case, I mean, she's been kind of cranky at work the last few days, so it might be, you know, I don't know. But she's not feeling well, and she'll be back next week, all raring to go. On camera one, we have Greg, stocking footed as usual. This, I don't know what it is, the building, I think. Camera three, we got Mike again.
Hey, what's up?
Back with us. Still without transportation, but working on the problem.
Yes, sir.
So eventually I won't have to do the whole trip back and forth. And in the booth, as usual, Bruce and Andrea.
How's it going out there, Rick?
All right, Bruce. Hey, sorry about pulling that whole promo thing on you at the beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
it was a
but-
last-minute deal, but we had a moment or two to run through it so I could at least get it straight in my brain before we had to actually show everybody else. But
Yeah, the shots were all good. It was me that screwed the lines. You know, what can I say?
yeah,
It's tough. I mean,
to try and read a teleprompter and keep a straight face.
and
but,
you got to get the speed just right, you know? For a minute, it was looking like I was Evelyn Wood or something. They wanted me to shoot through the stuff on
said
like
it was gonna-
78.
said it was going to be like a 30-second little promo thing, so
Oh, I know. Well, I had to play it out, you know, get him to do the second take for the realism, you know? So,
it looked pretty real to us, buddy. So,
but when Sean gets done with it, it'll be a really nice looking promo, I'm sure.
well,
And-
yeah, with the green screen, he can put just about any background he wants into it, from the shining seas to the Purple Mountains majesty and all that
Right.
stuff. So.
And from what I understand is he's gonna cut it up, I believe, line to line. So different
Yeah.
people are saying different lines.
Every person has a segment.
Yep, and he's gonna try and get everybody that's involved in Cheshire TV to come down and be part of this promo.
Right. In
If,
fact,
I mean,
he asked me if I would like to participate in a little promo, and I, like you, I didn't think I could keep a straight face, but so I didn't even attempt to do it. But Andrea over here gave it a shot, so hopefully she'll have her mug on the tube.
you know, I'm all right until I get to that line where it says, I live in a democracy. Because lately, I mean, it doesn't seem like much of a democracy. It seems like we got just a few rich guys that are pulling all the strings and, you know? So that's kind of a hard line to say.
Unfortunately, the world revolves around the mighty dollar, so there's not a whole lot you can do. The rich get richer, and the rest of us get stomped on. And
Well, the rest of us deliver pizza to the rich.
you all, yes, you deliver pizza. But, now, it's been a wild week. We had a great time doing the Pumpkin Fest show. I thought it came off awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what a great day and beautiful weather.
It
And
turned out to be a gorgeous day.
people everywhere.
Now, I hadn't heard any estimates on a count for attendance. I know we had a little over 25,000 pumpkins, but I don't know if anybody has heard.
Yeah, the paper I just said a few minutes ago, Bruce, apparently
I
this
was
is a
busy
week
running
where
the show.
you're
I
not paying
wasn't paying
attention.
attention to you. I'm
Usually
sorry.
I'm not paying attention to you, but tonight I guess you weren't paying attention to me. A rough estimate, about 100,000 people.
Okay,
So-
that's about what I figured.
And I mean, yeah, too much.
And I think they all passed right by the Cheshire TV booth because it was so crowded over there. It was amazing.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, and there were times when it was real crowded, but once we actually started filming filming a show, it seemed that people kind
they
of
would
tended to
spread
back
out.
off,
They
you
didn't
know?
want to get in camera.
But I don't know. It was a lot of fun, and the people that we did get on camera for interviews were great people.
Absolutely.
I talked to a couple from Maryland, a couple from, the lady from Arizona, a girl from Atlanta, Georgia, who is actually moving back here after being away for 20 years.
Right, right.
So apparently she still thinks there's something good
There's
in
something
Keene
good
worth
in
coming
Keene,
home
and
to.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's a nice
But
little
it-
community that we all live in, and
It was nice, and
it was a great time to be able to play with the equipment that Cheshire TV has to offer. They've got an awesome boom camera that we took advantage of,
Oh,
and got some awesome crowd shots.
some
Mike
people
was running
got
the boom
great
there for a while,
experience. Yeah.
for several of the shows. So
Yep, it was great experience, camera-wise, and just being able to be around the other shows and see how the other shows run their shows.
right,
You know, see how where Fremont uses a lot of graphics, I noticed, and a lot of clips and things like that. And I mean, they did a good show. They tended to stay fairly political and along the lines of their normal show. I think Tracy centered more on the community and the Pumpkin Fest during the day.
right.
Chris and Randy interviewed both candidates for mayor, I believe, while they were on. Had the lady from Center Stage that helped put the entire event together. I mean, everybody did really great shows.
Well, I
And it
know as
was-
far as myself, we were home watching from 12 o'clock on. We caught the parade and some of that stuff. The kids' costumes and all that was wild. And then we were watching Tracy's show and just having Channel 8 on during the day just to see what was going on down at the Pumpkin Fest was awesome. I mean,
And-
Cheshire TV was on the air from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night.
And that was
12 hours
was
straight coverage.
strictly, let me tell you, that was a last-minute call on Lee's part, because we were setting up the microwave link, and we were on this end setting up the receiver, and Lee said, "I'm just going to go live all day," and that would save people from coming back and pushing the button between Studio Feed and Nexus Feed every couple of hours. And
Right.
I think it worked out perfect. Between shows, we showed overhead shots from the boom or from other cameras, just static camera shots of people milling about, and the big square scaffold of pumpkins on the square.
Right.
And people actually watched it. And I've heard a lot of great things
Yeah, absolutely.
about that. So, it was,
Hopefully, people will step up and help support Cheshire TV a little bit more. And
right, and we can continue to bring, and I mean, I'm sure everybody that was involved, all the volunteers that were up there, have already started jotting down notes for next year's event.
absolutely.
You know, little things that could make the broadcast a little better. One of my things was we had those girls unexpectedly come up and sing, the New Hampshire Notables, a cappella group, but we weren't really prepared as far as like microphone stands and things like that.
And
to
warning the
set in front
director
of
what the
group.
heck was going to go on. Thank
Yeah,
you very much.
that was just something apparently that Lee saw them singing and went over and said, "Hey, you want to be on TV?" And they said, "Sure."
Right. We were 5
yeah.
minutes from closing the show, and we're getting our ending all set up, and we had a plan in mind until like 2 minutes to go. These girls are going to come over and sing a cappella, and we ended up running, what was it, like 10 minutes over.
Well, I mean, the
but-
show right from the beginning,
all
the
right.
plan went south because Alethea ended up having to go to Bellas Falls to pick up pizzas,
Right.
you know, so, and luckily Sheena showed up and was willing to jump out in the seat. So,
But no,
it
we
it
had a
was
good
fun.
time doing the show last year. We had a chance to work your show and a lot of the Pumpkin Fest throughout the day.
Right.
Actually, you didn't do a show. We
No.
were doing Chris and Randy
Last year it was all, we were helping out Chris and Randy, and this year, and I liked everybody being able to do a show, because everybody did a little bit different of a show.
Absolutely. There's
And-
7 shows on throughout the day, throughout the 12 hours of coverage.
It was fantastic.
So-
There's a lot of great stuff coming up. I'm going to get into after NASCAR and the CD and Tarzan
Well,
and
then
all
enough
that stuff.
chit-chatting from me, and I'll turn it over to Andrea so she can fill us in on what's going on with NASCAR.
All right, yeah, because we're winding on down in the season.
Yeah, we're definitely winding on down, and I'm afraid I'm going to start suffering withdrawal when it's all over with.
We've got tapes.
Yeah, Bruce will have to bring out the tapes, put them in. I can't stand it when we have to go however many months, was it 2 or 3 months? It just kind of like I start gnashing my teeth and I get ugly. But anyways, it was really an exciting race at Martinsville. There was a lot of bumping and banging going on, and it was really great. We really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the ending wasn't the way we wanted it to be, but you know, what can you say? Uh, but I'll give you the highlights on it real quick. The results of the race, for those of you who don't know, were Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, and that was a good finish for Ryan Newman. He's been running really pretty well most of the time the last few weeks. Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, and Matt Kenseth. And I'll go into Matt Kenseth a little bit more in a few minutes, because that was interesting. But the first 5 in the standings now are, well, actually, yeah, I think the first 5 are probably the safest ones to say that they're going to have the best shot of taking the cup. That would be Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer, Tony Stewart, and Carl Edwards. The rest of them are not out of it. Technically, they're still not out of it, but I'll tell you what, they'd have to have some real serious issues with the top of the line, and the rest of the guys would have to fall, you know, they'd have to fall on their keisters so that these guys at the bottom could really score some serious points. But, so, I mean, we're shaking down to the end. We got 4 races to go, and that's about it. But we're going on to Atlanta this week, and that ought to be an exciting race in itself. But right now, Junior finished like 23rd. And unfortunately, he was running a lot better, but he blew up again. This makes 7 engines this year. I mean, this is really absolutely pathetic. There was a little bit of a hint on one of the NASCAR shows that there'd been a lot of the research and development engines that had been tossed into his car, or even parts that have been put in there. And if that's the case, to put it bluntly, he's been screwed. And that really pretty well sucks.
I think they're trying to blow up as many engines as his car number.
Yeah, and they've still got time to hit number 8. But he limped across the finish line. He was not going to have another DNF. So that was pretty much where it is. Now, they said when they go to Atlanta this week that the engines for the Hendrick guys, they face their toughest challenge this week, because I guess right now Atlanta is one of those where they get kind of stressed, and now the guys are down to the line, and they're trying to make sure that they finish good and they don't blow up their own engines. But I told you I would give you a little information on Matt Kenseth. Well, it seems like Matt Kenseth and our little sweet boy, Carl Edwards, the one who always is smiling and everybody just loves him, apparently the two of them don't like each other a whole lot. And they had an altercation on the track, and whereas Carl Edwards slammed into Matt Kenseth, and Matt Kenseth said, well, tit for tat. Race me like this and I'll race you like that. And he raced him right back the same way. And after it was over, Carl Edwards actually walked up to Matt Kenseth while he was in the middle of an interview and pulled him away from the reporter, threatened him, pushed him, put hands on him, and threw one of those high school, can I make you flinch punches. And did not connect, but it was pretty doggone bad. Now, on the show on Monday night, Biffle actually reiterated and said he saw the whole thing, and he said exactly what happened. And they all were pretty much under the impression that it was pretty pathetic. It was something that never should have happened, especially in front of the news media or the fans. So anyways, hopefully we'll see some something better, on the track than just excitement, and we won't see any of these little high school pieces of crap going on. Other than that, that's pretty much what there is for NASCAR this week, and we're on to Atlanta. So we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Andrea. Another great NASCAR segment. And yeah, we're winding down. We've got all the entries ready to pick a winner of the pizza once we get the pizza going. So we get a winner of the chase, then we'll draw the name and give away a pizza. Seeing as how this is a Halloween season, Halloween week or whatnot, I decided my CD this week is Alice Cooper, School's Out and Other Hits. It's a compilation of a bunch of his old stuff. It's got all his big ones: Elected, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Be My Lover, Welcome to My Nightmare. One that I don't remember called Clones. We're All Clones. And I don't remember that back when I was a kid, but all the other ones, 18 is on here. And Cooper was one of those people that had good hard rock and roll. He sang a lot about the darker stuff. And he based a lot of his music around his show. And he actually did a theatrical show, which, I mean, you would pay hundreds after seeing just one. You'd pay hundreds to see another Cooper show, because it was like going to the theater. And he'd act out a lot of the songs, and just great music. I don't think he's actually still putting out new material, but you can find his old material everywhere. Check Turn It Up, check FYE or Walmart, Target, wherever you can buy CDs. I'm sure you'll find an Alice Cooper, because he's still big and got some great timeless songs. School's Out, we used to play at the end of the school year every single year after it came out, and blast it on the way home on the bus. So, all right. Alice Cooper, School's Out and Other Hits. Put out, I think, flashback series or whatever. And it's time. Actually, it's a little past time. We've kept him waiting for a few minutes. It's time for Jungle Talk with Tarzan.
How you doing tonight, Rick?
Not bad, Tarzan. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's about the nicest day today was, according to the weatherman. And then to top it off with last weekend's Pumpkin Festival and Cheshire TV doing their thing and being on TV, so characters like myself don't have to, go down there and park our butts down there. We can enjoy it right on the TV screen, and it was a very good weekend, and I really appreciate Cheshire TV being there.
Yeah, because you're not one to go out in the crowds, are you?
Well, that's part of a symptom, and it's okay, and that's why we have you guys, man, so you guys can do it for us.
Yeah.
And we all appreciate it, believe me.
And we're happy to, Tarzan.
Right on, brother. And I have a true American hero tonight, and his name is U.S. Navy Corpsman, 3rd Class Joshua Chiarini. He received the Silver Star, which is the nation's 3rd highest honor, military honor. Chiarini, he was the squad's only medic, and he had seen plenty of firefights, treated more than 100 injured Marines, and been spared many of them from dying. And Chiarini told him that there was still some of it there. After a Marine had asked him, "Is my arm still there?" Well, which is something that probably I couldn't have done. And this cat, he's a hero. And another Marine had been blinded and was shooting wildly in every direction. Chiarini got him turned around and shooting in the right direction. Excuse me. And they were about to shoot the crap out of the enemy that day.
Wow.
And this guy is just the top of the line. He's not a big guy. He's not over 6 feet tall. But his heart is like there for his men and his platoon. And I just had to read this article
fantastic.
about him. And it also said that one of the injured Marines told him that at the Iraqi battle scene, "When I saw you coming through the smoke, Doc, I knew things were going to be okay." And that's a really great story. And I have another story about another Navy hero. and his name happens to be John McCain. Now, John McCain happened to be in Concord. He happened to be at the Eagle Square Deli, which happens to be where my daughter Nicole works. And the manager there, Pete Silvestro, says that when he began to introduce the crew to John McCain, he turned around and said, "Don't listen to this jerk." And Silvestrio, it said it was a kind of inappropriate, but I guess he was trying to be funny, but it didn't come across that way. But we all know John McCain. That's the cranky old guy that we want to hear from. He may not have a chance. You know, he said the same thing at a Concord High auditorium when a student had said something to him. He called him a little jerk. I used to pick on John McCain, but I've lately had a change of heart, and I'm not gonna pick on John McCain anymore. I do have something else that he had said that McCain has a new ad out in the state today that accuses Hillary Clinton of supporting a $1 million expenditure for a Woodstock concert museum. John McCain, he said he didn't attend Woodstock because he was tied up at the time, meaning he was being held in a North Vietnamese prison camp. Whatever. That was pretty cool, I thought. Now I have one more item here, Rick and crew. We have Bob Weir, who everybody knows he's from the Grateful Dead, and Rat Dog are playing in Hampton Beach and in Lebanon, New Hampshire, at the Hampton Beach Casino. Tickets are $32 at the show, $30 in advance. You all know where to go. Ticketmaster's where to go. We all know that after being kicked out of the school, Weir returned to the Bay Area, where he bumped around the burgeoning folk scene and came into contact with Jerry Garcia, the New Riders on the Purple Sage founder Dave Nelson, and Jefferson Airplane guitarist Jerome Coccaroni. I guess I got that right. And I guess that's all I got, Rick, unless you want to shoot the breeze about something.
No, that was great, Tarzan. Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of the Lebanon Opera House has The Machine, I believe, tomorrow night, the Pink Floyd tribute band.
Oh, yes,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good things happen up that way.
A lot of good things.
But another great segment, Tarzan.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You know, the whole Corman thing, Corman art, the Corman and the military
Corman
nurses.
Joshua Chiarini. He received the Silver Star, the third highest military honor. It was an honor for me to read about this and exactly tell the crowd about it. And I appreciate you letting me go on and shoot the breeze with you.
No problem, man. No problem.
Cool.
Are you going out with your music tonight, or are we just gonna fade you out?
Yeah, we're gonna get this right tonight.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you
All
later,
right.
my friend.
All right.
This is Jungle Talk with Tarzan.
Come on.
Here he goes.
Thanks, Rick.
Tarzan with Jungle Talk. It's perfect. Man, every week he's got something good.
Nice guy.
Yep.
Real nice guy.
Yep.
Spend some time
Where
with him this
where
weekend.
where do I want to start now?
How about the beginning?
Start with something funny. A news story, of course, another one compiled from news services, so I couldn't research it. But from Two Rivers, Wisconsin, a man stumbled upon a burglar near his house and took care of things in his own way. Says Jeffrey Stevens and his wife recently awoke after their dog started barking, and when he went to investigate, he found somebody going through the back of his neighbor's van. So after a scuffle with the 20-year-old thief, Mr. Stevens got him down on the ground, and being as how Mr. Stevens weighs 200 pounds, he sat on him until the police arrived. Says his wife called the authorities and said she looked out her window and she described exactly what she saw, that her husband was sitting on someone. And they arrested him, and the guy was expected in court this week. But yeah, another one was a guy came home at 8 o'clock in the morning to find a guy sleeping on his couch. Yeah, no, sleeping in his bed, actually, and he wasn't one of the three bears or nothing. Apparently, this criminal broke into the house, and it said he had jammed the chair to the back entrance of the apartment before bedding down. And he didn't wake up until the police snapped the handcuffs on him. Imagine that. Go to sleep, wake up, and get handcuffed. All right. Let's talk about some bad stuff. The wildfires in California. Another year where the fires are running rampant out there, and millions of people are being evacuated. Don't fear, though, because Governor Schwarzenegger says they're all still happy. They've got everything they need. They've got food, they've got diapers, they've got their yoga classes and Pilates and music. Their Superdome that they're being held in as evacuees is being cleaned 3 times a day by high-paid janitors because they're white people. Unlike New Orleans, when they evacuated these people in California, they didn't take away their guns. No, they didn't shove them in a shithole and not clean anything, not empty the toilets or anything. No, these people have got all the food they need. They've got all the video games in there and rock bands, and Schwarzenegger's hired all of the best people in the world. But there's mistakes somewhere. Something's going to turn up. But I mean, that many people, and it's hard to feel sorry for them when they show the overhead shot, you know, of the big foundation that's completely burned out. And they go, "Oh, these poor people lost their home." And it wasn't just a home. I mean, their swimming pool burnt, and their tennis court burnt, and their racquetball building burnt, and the entire estate burnt. And if you live in an $80 million house and it burns, you lose $80 million. If you live in a $10,000 trailer, you don't lose as much. So maybe these people shouldn't have lived in such expensive, extravagant places. You know, let them get an apartment with somebody else, you know, share the rent or something, and then when they get burned out, they don't feel as bad. They've only lost a little bit. But yeah, they're upset because they're losing millions and millions. And when the insurance companies go to pay for all this stuff, that's what it's going to be. They're going to go, you know, California's, the damage estimate is it's in the billions already. But not because of anything other than the people out there are living in huge houses. I mean, if everybody in Allsted 2 years ago lived in mansions, we would have had way higher damages too.
Right,
But-
it directly relates to the real estate prices.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you live in a shack, that's what you lose, a shack. Remember Tatiana? Poor girl lost her box in a mudslide. But it's easy to get another box. Not so easy to get another $800 million house. I don't know. Suzanne Summers, poor lady, after all she's been through on Three's Company and the Thigh Master thing and jewelry home shopping, she had to move out of her house, evacuated out of her house in the Canyon Mountain or wherever it was. She had to move into her beach house at this time of year. Unthinkable. Unthinkable. Poor girl. Poor girl. But I don't know. I find it hard. I mean, it's the same as people that want to live in a trailer in Oklahoma. You know, good for you. Good for you. Just move out there and cry when the tornado takes your house away because, you know, nobody thinks. You know, we go through this. This isn't the first time that half of California's burnt. It's happened numerous times before. Always like in the same places. And people still build their houses there. Retards. That's all it is. I mean, I see people in Allsted still building houses right next to the river. use the insurance money to build a house right next to the river. They go, oh, don't worry. It only floods like that once every 100 years. Or maybe next year. Who knows? But don't be stupid. Don't build your house on the side of a mud bank or in the middle of Tornado Alley or on a fault line or on a cliff that overlooks the ocean. Because everybody knows when the waves hit the cliffs, erosion happens. Third grade science, for God's sakes.
And they're surprised when it happens to them.
Yeah, and they whine and cry, you know? Oh, God, help us.
Like it's not insured.
Yeah, and they've got the stuff insured big time, you know? But I
Hey,
mean,
Rick, let's just put it in perspective. If you're gonna live with snow up to your ass, figure you're gonna have to shovel it.
or tramp it down or something. But, yeah.
Wait for spring.
I mean, and the same thing happens around here. You know, people complain about in the wintertime, people complain about the cold weather. You know, oh God, New Hampshire's awful in the winter, the snow and the ice. And well, you live in New Hampshire. My mother, it starts to get cold. Mom acts like she's surprised. You know? We get a snow before Thanksgiving. And she's like, oh my God, it's snowing. It's like, well, yeah, that's what it does in New Hampshire this time of year. You know, she's only like 67, so every year it's been the same. And she acts surprised every year when it snows. Oh my God, it's snowing. Yeah, I know, that's what happens in December when you live in New Hampshire. Move to Arizona and it doesn't snow so much.
Is she easy to please on her birthday because she's easily surprised?
Her birthday's 2 days before Christmas, man. So I just usually, you know, the card for the birthday and her present. One
Alethea
present.
would be chewing you out right now.
It's not my fault she was born so close to Christmas. I would have planned to have my birthday in July like I did. See, I was smart. All right. Anyway, I'll stop picking on Mom now. Alethea hates it when I pick on Mom, too. Let me, yeah, I got time for this. I did that. For 2 weeks. Once on Glenn Beck, and I can't remember, I was looking for the transcript, but once on Glenn Beck, I think it was last week, and then today, while I was sitting at home before I came down to the show, Larry King Live was interviewing Joel Osteen. If anybody doesn't know this man, he's the senior pastor of the Houston's Lakewood Church. You probably see him on Sunday mornings on half a dozen TV stations around here. It's the largest congregation in the United States. And this guy actually holds his services in the old Compaq Center, which was the former home of the Houston Rockets basketball team. This place holds like tens of thousands of people. And that many people come to his service every week. He's got a complete television broadcasting setup right there. Broadcast to 100 nations, or 100 countries in the world. A lot of people are calling him a spiritual rock star. He brings in $43 million a year. Tax-free. Tax-free. I don't know what he does with it, but he looks really young. And he's always smiling. There are no crosses in his church. He said his father was a preacher. And when his father started the church, his father didn't have the usual crucifix behind the pulpit. He had a world map. Because it was their intention to reach every single person in the world, to spread the message. And he doesn't talk a lot about God. He mentions God here and there in his sermon, but the majority of his sermon is life stuff. And it just blows my mind that he's gotten this huge, that religion is worth this much money, and his church is beautiful. You know, it's hip, and it's with it, and there's music, and there's, I don't know, it's just, and he calls it, because the funniest thing was Larry King asked him if he drank. And he said, no, I don't drink. I don't smoke cigarettes. He said, usually preachers' kids will tend to rebel. But he said he never did. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. He says, I'm really boring, Larry. Beautiful wife, nice looking family, a lot of kids. But it's, I mean, I don't know if that's what the world is coming to, or whatever, big, huge religion. And Cheshire TV, without the medium of television, this guy would be just a little backwoods preacher down in Texas, probably. You know, but the power of TV has grown, you know, and Billy Graham was the same way on his tours and televising his tours. And Oral Roberts had the big, you know, television ministry. And that's, apparently it's big business. And I don't know, without TV, he'd be nobody. But they're calling it the mega church. And I mean, and I know there are a couple others like it. And I can't remember exactly what they are, but you see him on Sunday mornings, and he's got to have probably the best one. And I mean, it's like flashing lights, and I mean, it's a whole show.
Disco music.
Yeah, a lot of gospel stuff. But just incredible human being. And just a man that smiles constantly.
Yeah.
You know, he's always got a smile on his face. And I don't know whether, you know, maybe just it's got to be a good feeling, you know, to be spreading the word, and, you know, not so much spreading the word about God and about Jesus and that kind of thing, but spreading the word about your life is worth something, you know, and everybody's life is worth something, and everybody is the same, and everybody, you know, has the same chances in life as what you make it, you know, and you make your life a happy life, and you'll live a happy life. And speaking of feeling good, last night, right here on Cheshire TV at 8 o'clock, was the debut of The Home That Heart Built, the documentary about the Habitat for Humanity Allstead Blitz build. What an incredible show. I was in tears at the end. And, you know, I yelled at Lee about it. Lee did a fantastic job with everything right from the beginning. A lot of real good interviews from construction workers and volunteers about the building process. But the thing that made the show was at the very end, when they showed them giving the family members the keys to their new home. And the family members, of course, the mother made a little real sad speech, you know, about thanking everybody for their generosity and their help and everything. And it's the best show. I think it's about an hour and 40 minutes long, the whole thing. And just an incredible documentary. And you should try and catch it. If you didn't catch it last night, it's on tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's on Saturday at 12 noon, and it's on Sunday at 8 p.m. I think this is definitely award-winning work. And Lee put a couple months into this. They took, I believe on Tracy's show, Tracy did a little show where she interviewed one of the guys from Habitat. And I think she said 56 hours worth of video were taken by volunteers for Cheshire TV, and Lee spent about 2 months editing it all into this final show. Graphics were made, and a beautiful looking show. And I mean, seriously, award-winning. Award-winning. It was that good. There's a bunch of other stuff coming up here on Cheshire TV too this week for all of you people that are really into Cheshire TV. And I think Alethea and I are gonna start doing a segment on what's coming up this week in Cheshire TV. This week, Saturday at 2 p.m., starting at 2 p.m., right after the house that Hart built on Saturday, is a 14-hour Saturday Fright Special Scare-a-thon for all you Scarewolf fans and fans of the old horror movies, B-movie. I don't know if there's so much B-movie, the old campy horror movies that they show. 14 hours, 7 episodes of Scarewolf and Friends on Saturday. On Monday, starting, and no joke this week, no joke this time, I've been assured, Monday at 8 p.m., Cinemaniacs will be premiering, the movie review show with Lee Perkins and Tom Cook. Lee assured me it will happen this week. Another thing that's going on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock on Cheshire TV, the Keene Sentinel mayoral debate. We can't show it live due to the location, but it's going to be filmed Tuesday night at 8, I believe, and aired at 10. So I believe immediately after the debate, it's going to be aired. Which, I mean, if you can't get down to the Colonial to see it, by all means, watch it on Channel 8. Another political thing, Wednesday at 7 p.m., Keene City Council Candidate Forum will be broadcast. And I'm not sure if that's live or not. That one may be live.
I think it is.
And I think they're holding that here in Heberton Hall. So that's Wednesday at 7 p.m. That City Council Candidate Forum is going to fall right in the middle of another Halloween version of Saturday Fright Special Scare-a-thon, which will start at 1 p.m. on Wednesday and run at least 12 hours, I believe, with the city council meeting interrupting it at 7. So that's stuff that's coming up on Cheshire TV. A lot of great stuff. And I don't remember doing really anything during the winter last year, any big events. But me and Alethea have started talking about our plans for a Thanksgiving episode, because that will have to film ahead of time. And of course, Christmas episode's coming up. I'm hoping to maybe get another visit from Santa if we're real good this year. Maybe Santa will drop by and see us again.
Bring Mrs. Claus?
Straight from Mexico. Oh man, let me see what else we got. I did that one. What the hell else was in the news just recently that's big? Anything you can think of, Mike?
No, just the fires. Just talk about Manny's comment last week that fired up.
The Fires, Red Sox, the Patriots did really well this
Yes,
week
they did. They beat Dallas.
by a
ton.
large margin again.
They did. They got Washington Redskins this week, noon, 1 o'clock game, Channel 4.
On Sunday, 1 o'clock
On
Sunday,
Sunday.
Patriots against Washington Redskins.
Yes, sir.
And of course, the Red Sox, I believe they start at 8 tonight
They
again.
started at 8 tonight, yep.
So I mean, the game probably won't get started till quarter after anyway.
Yeah, probably won't get over till midnight.
Yeah, again. So I mean, little junior high school baseball fans,
Yep.
get to go to bed and miss the World Series because we can't show it at a normal time.
Right, we can't start it at 7 like we usually do.
I don't know. Maybe maybe there should be just one World Series game. Maybe it shouldn't be a series of 7. Maybe there should be one game played on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, when it takes off.
And yeah, winner takes all.
Yep.
One game. Save on, I don't know.
How are they gonna plow that crossover downtown?
Anyway. Thanks for reminding me, Mike. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because the snow is going to be coming soon. And I started thinking about the medians, the new medians down on Winchester Street and Lower Main Street. And how are they going to have problems plowing that? And I do have to say, that little stinking grass median has done nothing to stop college kids from crossing wherever the hell they want on Winchester Street. They go, walk right over, it doesn't matter. They're not being funneled to the crosswalks like the plan said. I still think my idea would work. You get Jersey barriers, you top the Jersey barriers with a 6-foot-high fence, and the kids will cross where the openings are. Plain and simple. They do that in Massachusetts along Route 2 with Jersey barriers and a fence. And that's the only thing that will stop kids from crossing, unless you start handing out jaywalking tickets for people crossing not in crosswalks. I'm just going to start, you see, all the signs that I see in Keene for motorists is yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If they're not in crosswalks, run them over, it's their
They got a
fault.
target on them.
It's their fault, you know? They shouldn't have been anywhere other than in a crosswalk. And now I'm not sure if the 2 new crosswalks on Winchester Street have like these metal things coming up on the sidewalk. And I'm not sure if when kids walk in front of those are supposed to light up or what they're supposed to do, but I don't know. But it's not working. They still cross everywhere.
How are they gonna get the fire truck around it?
Actually, somebody was telling me they saw a tractor trailer go around the roundabout and dragged his trailer tires up onto the island.
They didn't make it big enough.
But, you know, I mean, it's tight. And especially now coming, if you see a truck coming up Main Street, don't pull up on the right side of him. If he's going to go down Water Street, he's going to have to be all the way out on that curb to come in.
You'll end up having
All
a
right.
car looking like a Volkswagen.
I want to thank my crew, Mike, Greg, Bruce, and Andrea. Thank everybody for watching. Thank Cheshire TV. Thank Lee Perkins and Nick. Thank Mom's Tattoo, Gemini Screen Print. Till next week, peace.